So these are I will be having a very random talk about everything. Okay. So for the last 2 days, I was having a lot of mood swings, and some of it was very much associated with. So if you're a female, you would know that there's like so I am someone who talks very openly about a lot of things because I feel like if there is clarity, there is uh, a lot of happiness when you get the clarity which you want, whether it is from you yourself or from a specific person or from anything else. Okay, so when you are clear about things, then you feel peaceful about things. So yeah, so I was actually like I was not in a good mental state. So I was too much into focusing or dwelling on the negative stuffs, dwelling on the lack. So these were some of the things which I was facing, and last night I tried to prepare a dish and it got burnt because like I was crying so much, I was missing my specific person. So I was dwelling totally on the negative, and as I said that to some of you that I changed my work role got changed. So initially I was not in the project management role, and then I moved to project management role. And while project management is something which was very like it is very much into this it's very much in the what to say like it's very popular these days. Everybody is doing project management, and it's like it has become a trend now that everybody is following something or the other which is happening in project management, because it's like nowadays it's the trend is something into digital transformation, something into operational analytics, something into project management. It depends upon what kind of client you're serving for, but yeah, that's about it. So it was something which was like taking very much of a mental toll on my brain, because the thing is that you generally do not know how things go on. You don't have a certification on project management, but you are certified on digital transformation, you're certified on maybe so I keep on mentioning about digital transformation because I have done my MBA on it, and I kind of like the field. I mean, I was actually looking when I was doing my MBA. I didn't want to do my MBA on finance or something because I'd already done a lot of certification on finance. So I was looking for something which was very different from what I had initial background of. So which is the reason I was looking for something else. And then I got MBA into digital transformation, and I liked when I went through the curriculum, I kind of liked it, of what it was serving, and the objective of the course and everything. And so I went forward with it. There I met my specific person. So a lot of good things happened in during that phase. And I had also left CA. I was doing something before this. So I was doing my CA in the chartered accountancy, but that was something which I didn't enjoy to do. So these were some of the things, and then I moved into this field, and I kind of liked it very much. Then I got a job in which was based on like something into business analytics and also into process improvement and stuffs like that. So that was the thing. So a lot of things happened after that, and so I was looking for a job, like at that point of time when I was with my first client, like I was with my first project. I had nothing to do in that project. So basically we would just go and come back, and there was nothing special to do in that project. And I wanted to be someone who is like very much involved in a project, valuing I mean I'm able to value add. So I was looking for a role which was something related to that. And I mean, I was satisfied with the role, but I was not satisfied with the expectation which was put, because we were just hired and we were just sitting in the office. We were doing actually nothing. We were learning nothing. So I wanted to have that work-life balance, but I also wanted to learn something from the job. Eventually, what happened was, eventually I got shifted into a project later on after 1.5 years, which had a minimal amount of work, but it was not so much into like then again my field changed into something else. And initially it was on project management, and I didn't want to do project management, and I kind of revolted, and my attitude was not right. So I kind of took it as a hurdle that my field got changed. I did want the job, but my field got changed. I do not want to shift into a role which is corely on project management and something like that. And things didn't go well, and then again my project changed into something else. But if you see the graph and if you understand what I'm trying to say, my intention was to learn. So when your intention is to learn, when your intention is to learn a lot of different things, learn a lot, have understand different dynamics, you will be put into uncomfortable situation, whether it is a different job role, whether it is something, whether it is difficult people, whether it is people management, relationship management, because I feel like a lot of things in our life are relationship management. So if you see office, if you see even your relationship with your SP, so there are dynamics to be managed in your relationship. There are dynamics in your professional work environment which you need to know how to how to do things in the right way, or how to manage relationships in the workplace. Because relationships are something like you do not get what I learned about things is, you do not get promotion when you work hard like a donkey. You get promotion when you smart work, and when you learn how to manage your relationships in your workplace. So if you are lucky enough, you might get a very good team, and there might be some difficult people also if you are not so lucky. So it's all about that. But one thing I would like to tell you is, sometimes when you get a bad team, or sometimes when you go through bad times, you must know this one thing, that it's not that this phase will last forever. This is a phase, this will pass, this has come to teach you something. The easier you learn what it comes to teach you, the fast you can move forward from that learning and go to something favorable, wherein you will be able to give what you actually wanted to give, or you are able to get what you actually wanted to get from your life, from your profession, or from your relationship. So if you're going through a phase in your relationship, suppose, wherein you feel like things are not going forward, or things, you have been stuck on something for a long time, you must know that what is it inside your mind which is making you feel that you're stuck. Because one thing is that if you are trying to make a new reality from your old reality, then obviously you will feel like you're constantly spiraling. So sometimes what happens is that, okay, so I initially started this tape by saying that I was going through a very bad mental state. So the reason for very bad mental state is that there's a initial cycle of periods when you are just the cycle just starts, the menstrual cycle just starts, and you are in a good mood, your serotonin is in a good mood, your dopamine is in a good mood, everything is good, going good. But when it goes to the 15th day of your cycle, and what happens is that all of a sudden you'll feel that there's a sudden change in the mood, there's a sudden change in mood. So why on the 15th day or in the mid-cycle you start craving your partner is because you go through ovulation. And if you know what ovulation means, it means you release eggs from your ovaries. And it is like, I don't know like how to say this, it's kind of like just how hormones control your life sometimes. Hormone does control your life sometimes, like up to a certain extent. I won't say the whole thing. If, like, for example, if you're in that luteal phase means just 2-3 days before your periods, you'll be crying a lot. Why you'll be crying a lot is because you are right now in a very sensitive state. Your body is already tired. You want comfort. You want good things. Okay, so might be you are craving pizzas, might be you are craving fatty foods and sugary foods, which you know that it's not going to help in your diet, but you still want to have it. You guilt eat it, but you still eat it. Why? because your body is craving for comfort. So similarly, just like, if you see men in your life, or if you have seen your partner in your life, so when they are in that mood, like, for, I'm not talking about intimacy here, but somehow it got introduced into it. If you see your partner, when they are in that mood, they cannot control that mood. It's like they're just in it. So similarly, when females go through mood swings, uh, sometimes it is about, sometimes you're craving your partner, and we as females, we are too much like, we crave emotional comfort more than physical comfort. So what happens is that you start craving your partner, you want to hug them, you want to maybe kiss them. So that's the kind of thing it is. And you want to see them, or maybe you want to go on movie dates, you want to go on just dates with them, or you want to go and hang out in the sea beach just to be peaceful with them. So these are some of your needs, and when you don't get it, your body might be like, I'll do just anything to comfort me, maybe I'll just be angry. So that's how it behaves, okay? And if you see biologically, if you understand this, so when somebody is ovulating, that means the ovary is releasing eggs, which means, okay, so this gives me an idea. Since I love biology so much, I can introduce my manifestation biologically also. Like, there are a lot of things I can speak about biologically and manifestation wise, which can help the channel, because like, I feel like I wanted to make a new line, like how in business you have a new business line. I wanted to do something new in my channel, or maybe create a new channel altogether somewhere else also, to maintain both of these channels, because I wanted to add diversity into it, just not focus on one thing. Because what happens is that the more you innovate your products, the more you innovate your things or your content, it becomes more interesting, right? Okay, so here it is. Okay, so if you see this ovulation period, so it is mostly when the ovary is releasing eggs. So when the ovary is releasing eggs, it wants, it's kind of normal, you want the male counterpart of it. And it's not always that biologically you want to, like, I'm not talking about fertilization here, but all I'm talking about is you want the male counterpart in your life at that time. So when you don't get it, you get irritated, you get whiny, you start crying. So all of this are normal, and the only way you can regularize these things, I feel, is by giving yourself the things you are wanting to have. And so if your specific person is not here at this point of time, I give you the freedom to go and cry about it. It's fine, because sometimes your hormones might not be in the right mood. So it's fine to just, there's no point to succumbing your emotions or suffocating your emotions inside. So you if you want to cry, you can go ahead and cry, but after that, find some comfort. Maybe find comfort in food, find comfort in exercise, find comfort in good movies, or I don't see movies these days because I don't have the patience to see something for 3 hours. But I do have a lot of good content on the internet which I go back to and see. And I'm mostly focused on manifestation and positive things, because there are a lot of negative things out there. Like, I just saw like 2 days back, not even 2 days back. So 1 day back, I just saw that somebody's wife caught her husband cheating, kissing in front of some, like, there was a Coldplay concert and somebody just kissed someone and all that kind of stuff I saw happening. So there's a lot of negativity into this world. There's a lot of, so if you want to see the news, you will absorb a lot of negative content out there. So it totally depends up to you what you want to focus on. So today I was having a discussion with my mother. So she was focusing on these things actually, and it kind of acted like as a form of an encouragement to me, because today, like, I really was not in that coach mood. I was in that crying mood. So she was saying, what you focus on grows. my mother was saying that what you focus on grows, and this was totally actually she was talking about workplace scenarios, career graphs and stuff like that. But she was saying that what you focus on grows. So if you want to have something in your life, you must focus on what you want to have, and you must think that you already have it. It boils down to the same thing. She's just preparing. She was preparing me to have that mindset where you already have what you want. Though she was talking about work, I also related it with my situation with my person. So that's the thing. And also there's one more thing which she said is that there was this one more thing which was not about manifestation, but which was about things in general. So earlier I used to have this mindset that if somebody scolded me too much, I would feel like, okay, this person doesn't love me, and it comes out because I used to be this way because I actually grew up with my grandparents and they always pampered me, so I was always having the pampered kind of mindset. So that I'm very sensitive, but I also had the pampered kind of mindset, and so my SP used to scold me, and it was cute though. But sometimes when it went too much, then it would start making me feel, why is he scolding me so much? And that that I used to have. So here in my workplace, so my team is a good, very very good team, touchwood. But people, I am the junior most person here, so they will always be scolding me, and so it has become a habit to take scoldings. And now I start doing the same. So whenever I talk to my person, I somehow reach out to him, and I don't expect anything from him to come to me and something. I'm like, wherever he comes, he will be coming permanently. So it's not like see, again one thing, when I'm saying about coming and things like that, what I mean is his messages, the constant communicate. Sorry for my Bengali accent. The constant communication, how to say it, I don't know. The coming to mind, the consistent communication, the consistency in the relationship, which was missing before. All those kinds of things. I know I have it right now because I know what kind of person he is. But at the same time, when I am saying that in the 3D, I am writing messages to him and I do not see him answering me back, which is like people in general would say that, why are you doing that? But I don't see it that way. It's the intention which matters. So if your intention is to get, so if you're doing something in expectation that your person will do something or not do something, then you will not be happy. But if you're doing something out of unconditional love, and it's not just me saying this, there are several manifestation coaches who share the same thing. It's the intention which matters. That's why people say that whatever you do it with a lot of intentions, because if you have good intentions for that result will come out. Even when you see that when you make food out of lot of love, that love will come out, and your digestion will happen very soon. But if you are tired, like yesterday I was very tired and I was mentally exhausted and physically exhausted as well, and I was still making food, and I actually ended up burning that food. Why? Because my intention was already that tired, so that tiredness came out in the food. So it's always those things, those simple things which we generally miss out. So this is what I wanted to say. So everything is interlinked and interconnected. So if you are happy, you create happiness in your relationship. If you are sad, you create that ripple effect in your partner as well, and he will feel that too. And there are several times, I cannot even tell you, and some of them I do not even have proofs to tell you that, but I just know it because I've seen that I've experienced this many other times in different ways, and I've got confirmations and signs from many other times. So if you're missing a person, he misses you too. If you love your person unconditionally and you feel like this depth of of love you feel for this person, even he feels the same way for you. If you want to marry that person, he also wants to marry you. If you want to have a baby with this person, he also wants to have a baby with you. It cannot be one-sided. I mean, there are several things, like I don't know how to tell this. So there was this guy who I used to love before my SP, and I never had an I really loved that person, but I was not sure about whether I will marry this person. It was not because I felt like he doesn't love me or he loves me, but I could not see myself getting married to this person. And I'm not, see, everything is possible, but somewhere I felt like somewhere he and me do not match. And do not match as in, like, I was quite different and he was quite different. And I'm not saying, see, I'm again not putting limiting beliefs out here, because even me and my SP, there are many differences in our personality. Like, he's a very calm kind of person, I'm a very fast kind of person. He's a very like, if I start to describe my SP, which I like to describe him, because I get to talk about him, so it gives me good and soothing effect in my body. So when I talk about so I was saying that, let me just read. I just lost my track. Okay. So he's a very calm kind of person, I'm a very fast kind of person, and there are times like even the amount of time it takes to commit to something, that becomes a huge hurdle sometimes, like in the 3D. But we complement each other, and there are times when I do certain things so fast that it can become a hurdle for us. So no matter, see, whether it's a hurdle or it's something which you use it to make advantage of a situation, it depends up to you. That is why everything is attitude. So you cannot have a loser mindset, and you cannot keep saying that, okay, good things don't happen to me. Why? Because you think that way. You have a miserable mindset, and that's why you are replicating that miserableness in your life. So you must change your attitude. Okay, one more thing which I want to tell about my SP is that so he's very sensitive to feelings. He's very sensitive to feelings when it boils down to soft feelings and things like that. So I remember the real SP, the real person in my person was like, if I ever told him that I miss you, he used to call me. If I ever told him I miss you, he used to come and meet me. So that's the real him. And not just that, there were many things. Like, there were many times like I asked intimacy from him and it was not at that point of time, but maybe some other day, like, he gave me what I wanted from him. So I've seen that sensitiveness in him. So about the emotional sensitivity part, I'm not so mature about the emotional sensitivity part. At that point of time when we started being together, or even after that, like 2023 also, like not 2023, even 2023, 2024, when we used to talk, I've seen that emotional sensitivity inside of him. And eventually I also learned emotional sensitivity, how to be emotionally sensitive to someone, because so I was a bit of kiddish in these kinds of things, but I eventually learned when I started exploring relationship podcast and stuff like that. So I learned that. But if you tell me about how to keep a relationship and how to be consistently present and nurturing in that relationship, I am very much into it, because like, I'm a very loving kind of person. I love to love people. I love to have children with my SP. So that's how I am. So yeah. So what I would give a message to you guys is that you can have everything in life. You just have to put your mind in You just have to focus your mind out there what you want and focus only on that. And even if you face hurdles, don't see them as hurdles or challenges. Don't see them as hurdles. Use them in to better you, to better your relationship. That's all we need to do. That's all. Okay. Thank you, guys.